Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, 8 months after Jason Lee had criticism for how Megan evaluated and handled her contracts with 1501, he now has a problem with his own contract with Viacom. Now, when Megan was going through her drama with 1501, where they refused to release her, and it was quite the big deal because she went on live and talked about it, and everyone weighed in. So did Jason Lee. Now, most people said that Megan did not handle her contract very well, and that is why she was in the predicament that she was in, where 1501 was refusing to release her. And a lot of people blamed her, some people took her side, but let's just say that Jason Lee did not exactly take her side. He did try to speak generally, but we know how he feels about Meg. So even though he said he was speaking directly, we know that this is what he believed happened, and that this is why Meg was experiencing a hard time getting out of her contracts. Now, this is what he said.
Every deal that I have right now outside of Hollywood Unlocked with our partners or any other brand extension of Hollywood Unlocked, I own at least 50% of the partnership, so that way I stay in control. And it's not a control or ego thing, it's an avoid the Meg Thee Stallion drama thing. And that's sort of the same thing we see going on with Cardi B. It's the same thing that we see going on with Kamaya and YG, and you'll hear about that on our show when that comes out. But so many people are so quick to want to get to the bag or get to their dream that they're not willing to put in more hard work that it takes to just get over that hump to get there. Or the people that are empowered to give it to them says, hey, if you just sign away your life, I'm gonna give it to you. And then you have to make the decision of whether or not it's worth it.
So basically, he's saying that the reason why Meg is in a situation with her label that she's in is because she either did not take the time to go the painful route of raising her own funds and basically building her brand and her business in such a way that she's not too financially dependent on other people. That way she has more control. And number two is that she was enticed by the amount of money they offered her, and a lot of people fall for it and they fall into the trap of these labels. This is what Jason Lee thinks is the reason why people end up in bad contracts. I am sure though that his opinion would have changed by now, because 8 months after he made that video, as of the last couple of days, he has been complaining about Viacom. He has a problem with Viacom because Viacom will not release him from his contract, his Love and Hip Hop contract. And according to him, they're no longer filming Love and Hip Hop, so he should be released from his contract, because his contract says that if they do not film for 8 months, he should be able to get out of his contract. Or rather, to word it in a different way, according to his contract, starting from the last day of him filming, if he does not film for 8 months after that, he is eligible to get out of his contract. So that is in his contract according to Jason, but Viacom is not letting him off, even though he hasn't filmed for Love and Hip Hop since, I believe, October or November of 2019, and this year at all due to COVID-19. And now he is screaming that that Viacom is not keeping to the terms of the contract, and this is what he had to say. This is just a snippet of what he said about Viacom refusing to release him from his contract.
I have the freedom of speech in my contract and in everything that I do to say what I think is fair and not fair. And right now, I am disgusted at the idea of Chris McCarthy and Nina Diaz, the two top executives at Viacom, on the cover of Hollywood Reporter, when you're shackle and chaining you're the stars of your shows, the people who put you on that cover. Nah, you gotta let me out. I'm out.
So now I'm sure Jason will come to learn that regardless of what is on a contract, a big company can find a way to take advantage of their artists and whoever they're working with because they can, basically. It doesn't matter what a contract says. Sometimes some companies just do not want to keep to the terms if it doesn't serve them, if it doesn't put more money in their own pockets, regardless of how badly they're treating their artists or their client. So to circle back to the Megan situation and what he said about her contracts, I know that the situations are not exactly the same because Meg was signed to a label, a record label, 1501, but Jason is signed to a media company, VIACOM, not a recording label. However, there's some similarities in the way that the companies find a way to take advantage of their clients, especially if the clients are smaller, are much smaller than they are, and they know that they can get away with it. They will always try, regardless of the terms of the contracts. So the statement he made where he said that some people are too quick to get to the bag and they do not take the time to really understand their contract, or they do not take the time to put themselves in a financial position to own at least 51% of their brand or their company. That is not always the case. Sometimes you can do everything right and a company will basically still try to take advantage of you, and they know that you're unable to fight them, and that's just what they do. They're just very shady. Tamar Braxton had the same problem. Her company, the company that she was signed with, was being very shady towards her regardless of their contract, and she just wanted out and she did everything in her power to get out of that contract. So it's an ongoing thing. That is why we have to be careful when we are quick to dismiss someone else's efforts as well. They should have done this and that, and they didn't do that and that, and that is why they're having problems with their company. Like, let's not be too quick to jump to conclusions, because sometimes it really is not the artist's fault. It really can be the company's fault 100%. And as far as this Viacom and Jason thing is going, I don't understand why companies draft contracts that they don't intend to stick to. And I don't think it's okay to keep your client or your signee strapped down to your company if you're not giving them work or paying them. I understand that Viacom paid some of the Love and Hip Hop guys some bonuses or whatever, but that's not enough. They have to earn as much or more than they were earning prior to the shutdown. And it's not okay. Viacom just needs to release this man and let him do his business. This is all I have to say about this. I don't want to use the word karma, but you know, because he's facing a similar situation now as Meg. But anyway, I wish him the best. Viacom needs to release him and let him do whatever it is he wants to do with his money and his time. That's all for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. See you in my next one. Bye, guys.